hi, my name is Gender Master. I am 1 year, 8 months on testosterone. Um, and I'm just going to tell you what it's been like with my trans journey for the last month since the last time we checked in. So I have letters for hysterectomy and metodoplasty, or actually, probably what we're going to do is a simple like a release of the erectile tissue, which is even simpler than a metoidoplasty. I won't get into more details than that because I don't want to squick anybody, but so that's coming up. I've been having this weird thing where every weekend I'm experiencing like cramps and bleeding, and so it's felt like I've had a period every weekend, which is like concerning. So I've talked to my doctor about it. We upped my T dose. Talked to my hysterectomy surgeon about it, who I've had my consult with now, and she recommended that I switch my testosterone dose from once a week to twice a week to see if having that sort of weekend coverage might help. Um, so so it has been helping some. It hasn't treated all of it, but it's helped some. So now I'm doing 0.22 milliliters of testosterone injected into my thigh twice a week, which is a lot of needles. So no, Tuesdays are my left thigh and Fridays are my right thigh. So every week, burp burp. I just decided I would do them in the order of like reading a book left to right. So if it's earlier in the week, it's this side. If it's later in the week, it's this side. Hedgehog practice, exactly. So that's happening. I did see my primary care physician yesterday, and we did the last Pap smear I'll ever have, hopefully, just to double check if there's any sort of cervical cancer or anything else going on that my hysterectomy surgeon is going to have to deal with while I'm having that procedure anyways. So anyway, it's cool. It feels like an achievement to only have one left, and I did it now. It also means after this next surgery, it'll be the last time they ask me to take a pregnancy test before a procedure, which is going to be so great. I'm so tired of people asking me for that. It's so like dysphoric as a transmasculine person to have people tell me to pee in a cup to see if I'm pregnant. So, anyways, so now my struggle is with getting the pre-certification for my hysterectomy figured out. Um, it's it's a time for many reasons, but one of them is, um, when I had my top surgery, Aetna denied me 3 times. I made a joke today with someone that Aetna might as well be called Peter. That's a very Christian joke. I don't know why I made it, but it's been a long time since I was Christian. But it's there. There it is. Aetna's based in Texas, so I feel like people there would get it anyway. Um, for those who don't know, Texas is one of the states in the U.S. It's very they're very about the Jesus down there. So, um, anyways, so that's happening. And the I can't even do words. I'm distracted because the chat has decided to do a hype train and I didn't expect it. But I'm still doing my check-in. So today I spent 2 hours on the phone and I got transferred 6 different times to different people looking for someone called a trans care personal advocate, which hypothetically Aetna on their website says that they have that. And this is after I emailed my spouse, who emailed HR at her job, and that got escalated. And then the response is, here's a link. So I followed the instructions on the link, which is call the number on the back of the card and schedule an appointment with this trans care guide person, and then they'll help you through the process. And so I called that phone number, which I called, and it was like the company, and they're like, no, you don't talk to us. You got to talk to Aetna. You called the wrong people. And so that was frustrating. So then that person and I got transferred around. I took notes on it all. I like emailed this detailed thing, but I got transferred 6 times. I never talked to some department called the transgender care personal advocate department. And someone's going to call me back tomorrow, hypothetically, at 4 in the afternoon. I don't believe it because someone at one point said that office closes at 6 Eastern, which is 3 Pacific. So hypothetically, the call we scheduled is an hour after they close. So I don't know what's happening with that. But like, it's been extremely hard. So I sent all those notes to my wife to send to HR so that they have these detailed notes on how difficult it is to use this process they've provided us. Because my goal is to make it easier for all the other trans people that work at this major tech company my wife works at. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Um, because I just want my surgeries paid for by my insurance. Like, it's a big point of having a job is you have, in the States at least, is you have medical coverage for the surgeries you need. And I can tell you, when I had my breast reduction, when the state health insurance was paying for it, I didn't have to go through this lengthy process. I paid $0. It was very easy. But the minute it became about gender, it went through 3 levels of appeals. It's the exact same CPT code. I'm so spicy about it. I could rant about it for a long time. So I have a tentative date for my hysterectomy on December 5th. There's 3 people scheduled for that day. Only one of them has gotten through this pre-approval process. And so if by some magic I get all my stuff approved before the 5th of December, then I'll be having my procedure that day, which means someone else is going to be interviewing Juice for that stream that day because I will be having surgery instead of running the show. So that, I don't know. I'd say there's a 20% chance of that being real. So what I'm actually on the schedule for is January 12th. And to be honest, I don't think Aetna's going to schedule me before the 12th. I think it's going to be March or June before we hear back enough and get it approved. So just given how frustrating it was to get the top surgery approved. So at the end of my 2-hour phone call with my health insurance today, I said, hey, have you even received these letters from my doctor that you supposedly are supposed to have? Like, have you gotten them? I don't know. And they have zero documentation. So I don't know if it's in pre-certification with like my surgeon's office and their whole team, and that's why Aetna hasn't even received it. But it's like, this hasn't even been started. So I think what's going to happen is tomorrow I'm going to have to give this person who calls me, if they actually call me, I'm going to have to give them these letters. And then they're going to say, these don't have signatures. And I'll be like, yeah, they were e-signed because everything's on the computer now. Why do you need physical signatures? It's ridiculous. And then I'm going to have to go track down all my people and get them to sign things. And one, I would say, ironic thing is my MD is about to have 3 weeks off because they're having top surgery because my MD is a non-binary doctor. And so it's like, trans care is so complicated, y'all. I'm like so mad about it. But you know what? I'm really lucky that I have this flexible job on Twitch so that I could just take time off when I need to, and I have a big enough like team supporting me that I can say, oh gosh, surgery is happening in a week, can people cover my streams? And at least some of them typically will get covered, even if it's not all of them. So anyway, it's been a time, and we're going to go through it all over again when we get to the meta in about a year and a half, because the wait list for that is 14 months for the consult. So don't even get me started on that. Anyway, so although that's with one of the surgeons, the other one actually I'm scheduled to see mid-December, but I still think it's going to be several months away for that. And they won't combine the procedures so that I can save on getting knocked out, even though it's a very simple like procedure, the second part. They won't combine them. So anyway, I have a lot of feelings about all of that. There you all go. That's the end of my check-in.